The NBA's 75th season tips off on Tuesday, October 19th, and with the start of a new season comes many stories, featuring familiar faces in new places, young players budding into stardom, and the ever-long chase to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy this summer. As the new season gets underway, I want to make my awards predictions for the winners, runners-up, and potential dark horse candidates for each major award this season. Now, before we get into that, it would mean a lot to me if you could drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's next to come from me. Now, with all that said, let's talk some basketball. The MVP award is the highest individual honor a player can receive in a single season. Last season was dominated by the big man, with Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid taking home the top two spots for the award. Although many players have gotten healthy, I believe the award will go to the big man from the city of brotherly love, Joel Embiid. If not for injuries, we'd be here talking about a repeat win for Embiid. When healthy, Joel might be the most dominant, well-rounded player we have in the game. His ability to score from all three levels and the combination of pure strength and finesse leads him to the foul line at an absurd rate. We could see all-time numbers from Joel this season, partly due to the additional workload Embiid will take on following the suspected absence of Ben Simmons. Coming off a finals win alongside a finals MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo is my pick for the MVP runner-up. Very few players can do what the Greek Freak does on the court, and the preseason has showed us the work he's put in this summer, most notably on his jumper and outside game. If he can consistently shoot efficiently from three, Antetokounmpo might be the most dangerous player we possibly have ever seen. A name that hasn't been mentioned by a lot of people for the MVP is Jayson Tatum. A revamped Celtics roster and front office has JT in a great position to break out and cement himself as one of the elite players in the league. A much improved defender, Tatum can carry the workload as the number one option and defender on a playoff team. The success of the Celtics will weigh heavily on Tatum's odds as MVP, and with a new roster, the quicker they gel together, the better it will be for everyone, particularly Jayson Tatum. Outside of Russell Westbrook, Jalen Green might already have the best combination of on- and off-court swagger. Green has the keys to the Houston Rocket offense, and that is why he's my pick for Rookie of the Year. Today's era of basketball is dominated by offensive players, and Green might be the best scorer in his draft class, with an NBA-ready skill set that could see him average close to 20 points per game for the number 2 overall pick. With a marketable young player coming from the G League on a rebuilding team in a large market, the league might have found its next superstar in Jalen Green. But wait, if Jalen Green went number 2, who went number 1? CADE Cunningham had the number 1 pick locked up before his freshman season at Oklahoma State. Cunningham is the most well-rounded player in his class, as the 6'8" point guard can do it all on the court. The only reason why he's my runner-up is simply due to touches. The Pistons are still in the rebuilding process, however, they have some bright spots in Jeremy Grant, Saddiq Bey, and the presence of the 2020 first-rounder Killian Hayes sharing the playmaking duties for the squad with Cunningham. For that reason, CADE will come in second place for the award. Scottie Barnes has quickly become one of the most beloved players in the NBA, due to his bubbly personality and versatility on the court. Barnes might not put up the scoring numbers like Green, or the playmaking numbers like Cunningham, but is arguably the best defender in his class, and at 6'7", he can do it all on the court. He has time to develop an outside shot, but if the Raptors exceed expectations in 2021, expect to see Barnes in consideration for the Rookie of the Year honors. Although it's a relatively common answer, there's no question of Rudy Gobert's defensive prowess, as he's won multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards for a reason. He's one of the most dominant rim protectors in the history of the sport, and has cemented himself as one of the greatest team defenders to ever live. The Jazz are consistently a great regular season team, and with Gobert anchoring down the paint, expect another season of a top 5 team defense out of Salt Lake City. Antetokounmpo might be the best two-way player in all of basketball, and his defense is often overlooked when compared to his highlights in transition and poster slams. At his size, Giannis can guard smaller guards as well as big men. Outside of maybe Ben Simmons, Giannis is the most versatile defender in the league, and that is why he's my runner-up for the award. A name that should be receiving much more recognition is MATISSE of the Philadelphia 76ers. After making all-defensive second team this past season, THUBULLE will see an increase in minutes and will most likely become the defensive specialist the Sixers have hoped he would be to use against teams like Brooklyn and Milwaukee. THUBULLE is one of the few, possibly the only player in the NBA whose defensive highlights are as entertaining as a star's offensive, and he has joined elite statistical categories while playing nearly 1,000 less minutes than the league leaders. With Ben Simmons' status in question, THUBULLE should receive some votes to earn the title of the league's best defender. Not many teams have two finalists for an end-of-season award. The Jazz, however, had this last season in Jordan Clarkson and Joe Ingles, two of the three finalists for the Sixth Man of the Year award. Although Ingles is an elite role player, Clarkson is a certified bucket and would start on most teams in the league. Because of his pure scoring ability and efficiency while scoring, I have him winning the honor for the second consecutive year. The Warriors are in a tough spot. Klay Thompson hasn't been on the court for 2 seasons, and young prospect James Wiseman is due to miss significant time this season with a torn meniscus. With that being said, if Thompson comes back in a timely manner, Jordan Poole is my runner-up for the highest honor for a reserve. For the past 2 seasons and this preseason, Poole has showed that he can give a team 30 points at any given night. With a team that has Steph Curry, a lot of attention goes into keeping him in check. That gives Poole the time to shine in the Bay Area, and unless he's ineligible, it should be a tight race with Clarkson for the award. The Suns were last season's Cinderella story, taking down the almighty Lakers and taking the eventual champion Milwaukee Bucks to 6 games in the finals. Their depth was one of the biggest factors in their success, and big games from PAYNE showcase how deep the team was. Going from out of the league to 6th man on a finals team, PAYNE has shown extreme progression in his game, and I expect him to continue his success, and if the Suns exceed expectations this season as well, his name should be in the running for the 6th Man of the Year award. After getting a max contract extension this offseason, Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets is expected to take a large leap in production after averaging 19 points per game on 45% three-point shooting this past year. The 6'10 forward resembles Kevin Durant in so many ways, and without Jamal Murray, the Nuggets are expecting big things from MPJ. His size and athleticism can help Porter Jr. to have a career year on both sides of the ball, which is why he's my pick to win the Most Improved Player award. Winter is coming for the North, and Toronto is going in a different, unfamiliar direction, a rebuild. Losing Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, and Marc Gasol from the 2019 championship squad, the keys are now in the hands of Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, and OG ANUNOBY, my runner-up for the Most Improved award this season. Now entering his first year under a 4-year, $72 million extension, ANUNOBY hopes to blossom into an elite two-way player under Nick Nurse. The additional touches and opportunities for him on a rebuilding team should help his statistical output enough to be in contention for the award. Many major moves were made by the Cleveland Cavaliers this offseason, and Darius Garland is in a great position to break out, as the Vanderbilt product has many new targets to pass to, including Lauri Markkanen and Evan Mobley. It seems like Cleveland's going in a different direction regarding Collin Sexton, and with Sexton possibly being moved means a much bigger role for Garland, which can propel him towards the front of the Most Improved standings. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed my predictions for this season. There's a lot to talk about in the NBA, so if you want to stay up to date with all the storylines and impact players from this season, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's to come from me. Once again, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next video.